Hello everybody, my name's ActionPacked and today I'm joined by Dychronic to talk about his experience playing Black Ops 3 early. This past week he was able to get his hands on the game playing multiplayer at E3. I know a lot of us would love to play the game early, so I thought it would be great to sit him down and talk about some things involving the multiplayer. So I prepared a list of topics I'm going to ask Dychronic and just so we can get a feel of the game and what Black Ops 3 is really all about. And I know we're hearing all this stuff via, multiple news outlets and etc., but I felt it would be good to talk to someone who actually played the game so we all know for sure what it's all about. So to kick things off, here's Dychronic himself.
Hey guys, my name is Dychronic. Like Mr. Matt said, I have my own channel and I do Destiny and Black Ops and all this stuff, and I also do zombies, and I really appreciate you having me on here, ActionPacked. I appreciate being here and all that stuff. But yeah, like you said, I was at E3, got to play Black Ops 3, saw some pretty insane things, and I'm excited to talk about it today.
All right, well, thank you for joining me on here. And the first question is, which I'm sure many people are wondering, is Black Ops 3 going to live up to the hype?
The hype of Black Ops 3 has been absolutely concentrated for the last 3 years. Since Black Ops 2 was one of the better games of the Call of Duty franchise, a lot of people are hyping this up really a lot. And with a lot of different changes, for example, switching to PlayStation 4 or the exclusives being a month early on PlayStation, there's a lot of different things happening, a lot of different energy in different directions. I definitely did like it. I'm not a really big multiplayer person. I play a lot of zombies, moreover, on that side of things, but I definitely did enjoy playing it. But a lot of people there for some reason weren't really that great at the game. But I definitely did enjoy playing it, and it definitely felt very fluid and very easy to play. So it definitely lives up to the Call of Duty franchise name.
Okay, so that's good to know, because I know with Ghost and Advanced Warfare that was a little different, but Black Ops 2, I think a lot of people look back at that game and think, wow, that was a decent Call of Duty. And personally, I think Black Ops 2 was solid. I enjoyed the campaign. It had the branching storylines, and then of course you had multiplayer, which personally I'm like the same as you. I play zombies all the time compared to, say, multiplayer. And with Black Ops 2, I actually took the initiative and said, okay, the multiplayer is not bad. I'm actually going to play it when I'm not playing zombies. So that's a game where I've actually played it all around, and I actually think the entire game overall is pretty fun and pretty awesome as a Call of Duty. So I'm pretty excited to hear that. But what do you think about the movement mechanic system within this game, and what's new about it, and exactly how did it feel? How did it feel to use that new mechanic system?
Well, compared to AW, I definitely say this game isn't as flying around as fast paced. With AW, you could use a boost jet and you could go left, right, all over the place, up and down. In this game, it's more of a jetpack as well as a kind of slide boost. The only way you can't actually use it to go to the side or forward or back, so you can't use your jump jet to actually help you go faster. It only really is there to be able to get you in the upwards direction, but you can use it to slide. You're sprinting, hit the crouch button, that crouch button, and you can actually slide with it. As far as all those movements and all this stuff, running along walls is actually very fluid dynamic. Whenever I wanted to, I was running across walls. You didn't fall off very easily, and if you didn't want to go on walls, it was actually very easy to get off. That I found it very fluid. I didn't have any problems with that at all, and I found that the rest of the gameplay was very Call of Duty-esque, very fluid, and exactly how we like it.
All right, cool. So we were talking a little bit before this video about the movement mechanics a little bit. So do you think it was kind of easy to adjust to the different movement mechanics?
Yes, definitely I did. And I didn't play a lot of Advanced Warfare. I play a lot more Destiny. So the jetpack was actually really easy for me as far as that goes, because I play the Titan all the time. The jetpack, it's pretty much the same thing. And you can tell whenever you're using your jet and all that stuff, there's a little bar that fills up and goes back and forth. And it fills up pretty fast. As far as all that stuff goes, if you ever use the jet. I found it, at first it was just kind of weird because I was used to just double tapping A and it would just fly you off into the distance. In this, it's really is just like a jetpack, so you hold it and you can go up. You definitely can't go as high as Advanced Warfare is, and it's definitely not something that you just absolutely fly everywhere. So compared to Advanced Warfare, it's not going to be the same thing. And it's not going to be something that's flying out of the waters. As far as adjusting, it took me one game. I played only 3 games, and after the second game, I was into it, and I knew what I was doing.
All right, cool. That's great to know. And I love being able to just sit down, get into a game real fast, and it seems like they're actually thinking more so on the zombie side of things. I forget the guy's name, but...
Vandahar?
No, not Vandahar. It was some other guy.
Zelensky.
No, not Zelensky. This guy, he does campaign and zombie stuff, and I watched an interview over the last like day or so. I forgot when I saw it, but he was talking about how zombies is literally going to be, they're making sure it's simple. You can jump right in it and you're ready to go, but if you want to, there's going to be more adventurous things you can do, like the Easter egg, and then other things that are more in detail and etc. But of course, he didn't talk much about that. But getting into the multiplayer stuff again, so with the whole thing with the specialists and all these new abilities and whatnot, do you think it's going to be like pretty well balanced?
The specialist abilities, I have to say, aren't something that really dominates the battlefield. They're very, very quick, and they're very, very one-use. You probably could get the offensive abilities, you probably could get just a couple of kills on them. Most of the actual specialist abilities are actually just give you a special gun. These guns are all really, really cool. There'll be like a super shotgun, like a zap ray, or a quad-barrel minigun. There's a whole bunch of these. One of them had a bow. I hated the bow. I sucked with the bow, but it's kind of like in Destiny where you get like your super just for existing after a while. I don't know if kills contribute to it, but it's just like you get it, and the more defensive it is, the faster you get it. I remember one of my friends, she had glitch on that made it so you just teleport back a few steps. She was getting that thing all the time, whereas like me, I was using the quad barrel minigun, and it just like took forever, like the entire match for it to come on. And I guess that makes sense. So you can't use offensive as much, more or defensive.
Okay. Now, we were talking a little bit about Gunsmith as well before this discussion video, but what can you tell us about the Gunsmith? What exactly does it entail?
As far as the Gunsmith goes, it's all very, very the same as before. When you create a class, you got your primary, your secondary, your grenades, all that stuff. One thing I did notice is that you actually there's three different slots for your attachments on your main gun. There's optical and then 2 attachments. So you no longer have to actually give up your optical for your 2 attachments, but each one costs a point. And I think that there's also still a perk for primary gunfighters. You can actually have 3 attachments and an optical. So you can almost always have a red dot sight on your gun at all times as long as you're able to spend that point on that actual thing. As well as that there's perk 1, 2, and 3 greed and all that stuff. So everything is relatively the same as far as the Gunsmith goes, but when you put an attachment on, it's very aesthetic. It actually appears on your gun. Like even rapid fire, it adds like a little screw on your gun. And what I thought was actually really cool is that each gun had its own different type of attachments. So if you put a silencer on a gun, it's not going to be the same look at the silencer as the other one. Some of them will be like wrapped in wire. Some of them be wrapped in like leaves and grass or whatnot. And they're all very, very different. And I thought that was pretty cool. And how each one really did add like something aesthetic to the gun. I was like, what is this little like screw they added to gun for rapid fire? Can I like screw that some more to make it faster or something?
You just bust out your screwdriver, right?
Yeah, bust out the screwdriver. As well as the fact that score streaks are not part of a specific class. They're global now, which is what I thought was much better, because I hated going through each one and having to each time being like, oh, I want to use that or that, but I thought it was very, very simplified and very well done.
All right, that's awesome to hear. A lot of good things here as well. But I know you played a few different modes. I think you mentioned Capture the Flag and then like King of the Hill or something. I forget. But can you tell us more about the modes? Was there anything that changed significantly, or are they just pretty much ideally the same?
They're pretty much ideally the same. I played Kill Confirmed, Capture the Flag, and King of the Hill. They're all very, very much the same as they were. I didn't play any new game mode as far as that goes, but they seemed pretty well done. It's just exactly the same as Call of Duty. It has of course, just the different movements compared to AW and the previous Black Ops 2 are the only differences when it comes to that.
No, that's good to know. And something to note, I should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but keep in mind, guys, he is a Destiny guy, and you play on the Xbox, right?
Yes, I play usually on the Xbox, but nowadays I'm all switching over to PlayStation with the Destiny exclusives, and now Call of Duty is going on it. Star Wars Battlefront is now favored on PlayStation. There's so many things moving on to PlayStation, so I have been mostly an Xbox guy with Destiny and all that stuff, but I've actually been playing some PlayStation lately.
Alright, so keep in mind, guys, he is primarily an Xbox guy, and he was at E3 playing on the PlayStation, and he even said it's just easy to get into, and it's easy to get into, and from there it's just, it's fluid. Everything's very fluid with the movement. And you also said that it's a Call of Duty game, so that's good to know. Now, we already talked about multiplayer, but how about zombies?
As far as the zombies go, I was actually up in the second floor booths of all that stuff because I was invited by Activision and they allowed me to go up there, and I was saying hi to a couple of friends. So that's actually where I played Black Ops 3. As far as the zombies go, they told me I really can't say anything about that stuff. I gotta say, It is. It did kind of blow me out of the water, but I can't really talk about it at all. It's so like under the concrete.
All right. He's completely fucking with you guys, by the way. But anyways, thank you, Dychronic, for stopping by. I very much appreciate it.
Glad to be here, Chuck. Glad to be here, Chuck. I'm just kidding.
It's all good. But anyways, if you guys want to check out some of his Destiny content, he's got great content over on his channel. I'll have his link down below and on the screen if you want to check him out. And for more news and information revolving around Black Ops 3, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys pretty soon.
Bye.